Welcome to Arstotzka. Glory to Arstotzka! If you don't know the basic premise of 2013's Papers, Please, you're a man living in the fictional country of Arstotzka with your family. You win a labor lottery that places you in the Ministry of Admission at the Greston border checkpoint. Your job is to check passports and either admit or deny entry to the people at your gate, and also to provide for your family at home. Sounds pretty simple, but Papers, Please is a lot more complex than first meets the eye. There are really two sides to this game. The first half is simply the game at face value. You're asked to look at passports to see if someone should be admitted or denied entry to Arstotzka. It starts out simple, but as days pass and current events change the political landscape, more rules are created. By midway through the game, you're often sifting through 4 different documents looking for discrepancies. It's a test of speed and accuracy. You want to make sure you admit the correct people, not just for the safety of your country, but also to avoid citations that affect how much money you will bring home to your family. Thankfully, Arstotzka does allow you to get 2 citations a day before they start docking your pay. At the same time, however, you don't want to take too long making sure someone's information is correct, as you get paid for every person you process in a day. You must optimize both your speed and accuracy, though as the rules get more frantic, so do you, and it becomes easier to make a mistake. As it is, the game is fairly addicting and fun, but to this point, you're nothing more than a human machine, simply processing information, looking for discrepancies, following rules, and repeating the same process again and again. Papers, Please could have simply been a game about quick reflexes and repetition, but as you play, you discover that the game is far more deep, and has you looking at conflicting cases that bleed into moral ambiguity. It doesn't take long before you're presented with some really interesting cases in this game. These passports aren't just piles of information to sort, but they're people with stories. What do you do when a criminal shows up at your gate but he has all his paperwork in order? Should you let the woman whose passport is expired by 1 day in because she's seeking medical treatment? One of the cases in the game that tugged at my heartstrings the most was Sergiu and Elisa. You meet a border security guard named Sergiu, who says he has a favor to ask of you. He met a beautiful girl named Elisa during the war, and has just discovered that she is coming to Arstotzka to be with him. When she does arrive to your gate, she explains that the rest of her family is now gone, and Sergiu is all she has left. The problem is she has a passport, but she doesn't have any of the other required documents for entry. You should deny her. The game has taught you this. You've denied other people who don't have their proper paperwork without a second thought before. And if you do let her pass to reunite with Sergiu, it will negatively affect your own family at home that's barely scraping by. Do you put a stranger above your own family? Do you risk a citation and docked pay? Or is reuniting a woman with the only person she has left worth it? If you do decide to let her pass, you see her and Sergiu run to each other and embrace each other. A sweet little moment you get to witness as this citation pops up on the bottom of your screen. It's moments like these that change your strategy. The game is no longer just a test of the mind, but also the heart. All of a sudden, the 2 citation warnings you get before Arstotzka docks your pay becomes less about you being able to make mistakes, and more about you strategically using them to make decisions you want to make. You get approached by the mysterious order named Izek, which wants to revolutionize and rebuild Arstotzka. Do you betray your country and stand with Izek, hoping that they will build a better country? Or do you stay loyal? And since your clock is ticking down, you don't have all day to decide. You must choose quickly in the moment, and trying to play both sides rarely works out. You must learn to let your yes be yes and your no be no. This is what makes Papers, Please stand out. The game makes it clear in the beginning that to succeed, you must blindly follow orders. In the first couple of days, this is pretty easy to do. If someone doesn't have their papers in the right order, you can just turn them away. They may get mad at you, but sorry, that's the rules. You're just doing your job. And while the general mechanic of the game stays the same, as time goes on, it becomes harder to blindly obey orders. Political strife begins to boil. Terrorists try to attack your gate. Your son gets sick and you desperately need money for medicine. People's stories at the gate get more and more personal. It's bleak and depressing, and there's a hint of desperation surrounding everything. You may begin to ask, are some of the rules Arstotzka puts in place dehumanizing, or are they for the good of the country? Is taking bribes okay because it allows you to afford food for your family? Should you flee Arstotzka, or should you stay? How far should you follow rules and orders when disobeying them could save someone's life? Or end it? Papers, Please does not provide answers. It merely creates conversation. There really isn't a way to truly play the game correctly or to be a traditional video game hero. In order to survive, you will have to compromise at some point, either morally or legally. It has a lot to say about the condition of humanity and society, but it is entirely up to you to decide how to play. I love that many indie games explore themes and concepts that are rarely explored by mainstream developers. Papers, Please is a unique gem because while its concept is relatively simple, it uses it to have the player reflect more deeply on morality and the human condition. Video games can be a very impactful medium, and Papers, Please leverages its interactivity to create an experience that lasts long after the gates of Gruston close. Also, this game is amazing because Georgie is in it, and anyone who has played this game knows that Georgie is the best guy ever. But anyways, I want to hear from you. Have you played Papers, Please? If so, what route do you like to play and why? This has been the Girl with the Controller, and I hope you have a lovely day.